So if you have a monthly giving program, then you know that you have a variety of donors coming in at $5 a month, or maybe they're coming in at $5,000 a month. Wouldn't that be nice? Um, but we have a wide variety of donors that are coming in at a wide variety of levels. And the power of your monthly giving program isn't in the individual, it's in the collective. It's in the community that we bring together to show that amazing impact that as a community, they're all creating together. That's what I love so much about a monthly donor program because, really, the person that's giving $5 a month, that's a big deal for them. The same big deal as it is as somebody giving $500 a month. So we want to treat them all with the same respect because without them, we wouldn't be able to do the incredible work that we do. And so today, I'm going to give you some ideas for how you can love on your monthly donors and scale your program so that whether you have one donor or 100 donors, you can still treat them all well, steward them, and get those donations to increase and get them to give individual gifts in addition to the monthly gifts they're already giving. So I'm going to give you some ideas, some that are automated, and ways that you can surprise and delight your donors, as well as just some things to think about with how we want to treat our monthly donors because they are our biggest fans and the ones that we can rely on and count on over time. Before we get to that, though, this month is all about monthly giving, and our freebie this month is incredible. It's 50 ideas that you could put into adding value in your monthly giving campaign. 50 different ideas to kind of spark your imagination and get you excited about how your donors are engaging with you, how you're sharing with them, and ways that you can have fun as an organization alongside these monthly donors. You can grab this freebie in any of the episodes, the show notes, in any of the show notes for all of our February episodes, or at thefirstclick.net/resources. I'm so excited to be offering a new freebie every single month in 2024. So make sure you grab this one, 50 ways and ideas to surprise and delight and have fun and engage with your monthly donors. For now, let's get into the episode. You're listening to the Digital Marketing Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, Sammy Bedell-Mulhern. Each month, we dive deep into a digital marketing or fundraising strategy that you can implement in your organization. Each week, you'll hear from guest experts, nonprofits, and myself on best practices, tips, and resources to help you raise more money online and reach your organizational goals. Okay, so before we talk through ways that you might want to connect with your donors, one of the things that I've heard from organizations in the past is, we kind of just like to let them ride, kind of like the, good old Netflix or Prime or YouTube TV subscription, right? It's priced to where they don't really think about it and consider it. And if we bring it up, then they might cancel. You might have felt that before in the past, but here's the thing. We want to build trust. We want to build engagement. We want to build community. We want them to be our loudspeakers. We want them to be referring more people to our monthly donor program. And we can't do that if we're just ignoring them, if we're not giving them the love and the attention that they deserve. So instead of worrying about if people leave your program, let's make sure that we're creating raving fans out of those that are. And when someone does stop being a monthly donor, and that is reality, that will happen. I'm not going to tell you that by doing this, that won't happen. That is reality. But when those things happen, instead, I want you to flip your mindset. I want you to take those as opportunities for a conversation. So now, instead of just being like, ugh, Joe's not giving to our organization anymore, we lost a monthly donor, that's lost income, woe is me, oh my gosh. Let's turn it into a conversation and do something like this instead. Hey, Joe, we noticed that you canceled as a monthly subscriber or as a monthly donor, or insert the name of your membership. We appreciate so much what you have done for this organization. Over the last 18 months that you've been giving to us, that has equated to a total of $5,000. And with that $5,000, the impact is insert the impact. We are so grateful for your support. And if there's anything we can do for you in the future, please let us know. Because you're no longer a member of, insert your program name, You will no longer be receiving our monthly email dedicated just to our monthly donors. However, we will still be keeping you in the loop through our general monthly newsletter. We hope that you enjoy staying in touch with the stories, blah, blah, blah. You get the point, right? So it's an opportunity to send them an email just to say thank you for their contribution. You never know what's going to come from that in the future. Maybe they say, oh, we didn't realize that we were canceling. Our credit card got stolen. We still want to be here. Or, right now we just need to take a little bit of a break financially, but we hope to be back in 6 months. Now you have an opportunity to say, you know what, that's fantastic. We totally understand. Could we follow up with you in 6 months and let you know what we're up to and see if it's a good time to come back? You would have never had that opportunity otherwise had you not had that conversation. Or maybe it is, hey, we just haven't been hearing from you. We don't know what your impact is. And so we've decided to give our money to another organization that's telling us about what they're doing and how they're doing it. And we just see bigger impact. Even though they're not going to stick with you, you've learned something super valuable, right? You've learned how people feel about their engagement and their connection to your organization. So now it's easier for you to say, okay, well, what didn't you like? How can we ask them for feedback? Even if they're not going to come back, it's going to be really relevant information for you to learn about how you're running your program, how your monthly donors feel about what you're doing, and on and on. It's also important to remember that everybody has different motivations for giving, and one person's opinion should not mean you should change the entire program, but definitely something you want to look into and maybe poll your audience and see how they're feeling about how they're being taken care of as monthly donors. Okay, that is enough of that. I just wanted to make sure we got that objection out of the way. So when it comes to managing our donors, it can be overwhelming to think about how we're going to do all these touch points. But the good news is that a lot of these things are just the same amount of work if you're doing it for 1 as if you're doing it for 100. So for example, a monthly email newsletter, giving them early access to things, ticket sales, behind the scenes, conversations with composers, artwork from kiddos that they get to see digitally that they wouldn't get to see otherwise, impact stories that aren't being shared anywhere else. Those kinds of things can go a long way in making people feel special and like they're a VIP. And it's no more work than if you just were doing it for 5,000 people as one person. There's other automations and things that I love. So for example, there's a platform called Handwrytten, and I'll link that up for you in the show notes. Handwrytten uses robots that are holding pens to actually write cards for people. And you can set these up as automations. They sync with a lot of different CRMs so that you can automatically say, okay, at the 7-month mark, once somebody has been giving to us for 7 months, they get a handwritten card. The card is already pre-written out. It just gets sent. They automatically get the card and you don't have to do anything, right? These types of things that are hyper-personalized allow you to have the free time to do some of the other things that can't be automated. And we'll get into some more of that in a little bit. So emails, handwritten cards. I also love being triggered on like donorversaries. Same thing. Automate that task. You might have to do it as a one-on-one phone call. It could also just be an email automation that's triggered. Hey, you've been giving to us for 1 year. Holy cow, balloons. Like have just kind of maybe it's a fun GIF of you and your team going like woohoo with balloons or something, right? Personalized things that you can do that are triggered automatically that you don't have to pay attention to, right? That's just an automation you would set up in your email service provider. So think about things like that, which are easy to do. You can also, if you really want to get fancy, use AI video tools, which there are a lot of now, to where you can record a standard video. The video might just be, hey there, we are so honored and grateful to have you as a monthly donor. Thank you so much for your contribution, blah, 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 something about your program. Then there's AI tools out there that will replace the there. So then all you have to do is maybe once a month you record Joe, Sally, Veronica, Sammy, and then it will personalize those videos. So now the donor gets the video that says, hey, Sammy, thank you so much. right? So you take the time to record the video once, and then you only take a matter of minutes every single week or every single month to record the names, and then that can automatically go out to those folks as well. Again, a personal connection makes them feel special. Now, that's not as free as some of the other things that you're probably already using, but definitely something to consider. Video is so fun, so personal, allows people to connect, and not a lot of people are doing it. So it's a great way to really connect with your audience. Now, as we think about the difference in levels of donations, a lot of people have tiered programs. So maybe up to $100, they get a certain amount, they get a certain communication style. Maybe if it's over $100 a month, then that means it's a handwritten card by a board member. Maybe if they're giving $250 a month, it's a phone call from the executive director saying thank you. You have to think about those things in what makes sense for you, your time resources, your financial resources, all of the things. I would love to see phone calls happening regardless. And so maybe it is, at $5 a month, they get a phone call at 3 or 4 months, right? If it's $100 a month, they get a call within 2 months. If it's $500 a month, they get a call right away. Think about what that looks like for you, how you can manage it, because it's not just about the dollars amount and the time, but it's making sure those people don't fall off. We want to keep our people giving as much as or as long as humanly possible, so that we can continue to get them to dive deeper into our organization, engage, and whatnot. One of the other things that I love that doesn't take a ton of time is if you have online resources that are gated or online courses, give your monthly donors access, right? At a certain, maybe it's after 3 months, they just get a surprise email that just says, you know what, we so appreciate your gift. We'd love to just give you access to this online course. We hope that the tools and the resources inside support you. Done. How fun would that be? Okay, now we get back-end VIP access. Like, that's kind of cool. We want to make them feel special, excited to be a part of our organization, and looking to do more. Plus, the more we give them access to our stuff and share and surprise and delight and give them all of these things, the more it opens up an opportunity for conversation. The first thing that you share with them might not spark their engagement, their curiosity, but as you start to give them more, they're going to attach to something, right? One person isn't interested in giving financially to support the arts, sports, STEM, DEI, like all of the things, right? They're not going to be passionate. They might like all of the things, but you're naturally going to be inclined to really care deeply about one or two different things. So the more that they get to know us, dive deeper, something's going to land, and we want to be ready for those conversations when they do. And so the best that we can do is just really make sure we're giving our monthly donors all of the access, all of the information early, and making them feel like VIPs. So those are just some ways that you can take your monthly donors and make sure that you're connecting with them on a regular basis. There's so many more inside of our guide, 50 ideas, in fact. So check that out at thefirstclick.net/resources, or in the show notes for this episode. If you want to grab some of the resources that I mentioned, you can do that at thefirstclick.net/243. For now, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy our month-on-monthly giving. I can't wait to see you in the next episodes.